Hello, water signs. Welcome back to Spoopy Girl Tarot. I am your hostess, Laurel, and today I will be doing your career advice and money predictions for the month of November 2020. This was a reading chosen by all of my viewers, so thank you so much for voting, and I will continue to have categories that you guys can vote on each month for specific readings such as this. So if this ends up resonating with you when you look back on it throughout the month of November, or if this is already relevant to you now, go ahead and drop me a comment below because I'd love to know how things end up going for you. And do make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Liking this video helps other people who need the message hear it as well. For today's reading, I am going to be using my Golden Girls Tarot like I typically do, but I'm also utilizing these Success Oracle cards for each of you. This is basically just a collection of major figures, major modern figures at least, that are considered successful in many different industries. So whether you like them, you love them, doesn't really matter. I think all people would agree that every figure in here is like a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, what have you. They're all successful for millions of reasons. Now, this is a special reading. I have never done this spread before. I created it myself. So for each sign, I'm doing two types of situations, the unemployed versus the employed. So if you are the unemployed person for the sign, then that would be for you. And for the ones who are, it's more so an overview of what you need to know about where you are. And then each sign will be getting financial advice as well. So let's go ahead and start with Cancer. For the unemployed Cancer, you have the Lovers and you have the Knight of Wands. So I think you are being called to take on a little bit more risk in your situation. Now, if you're already unemployed, which you would be for this category, I feel that some of you are searching for something that sparks your creativity, possibly, or something that simply excites you more. I think you're in pursuit of something that's more exciting than maybe what you were doing before. I know a lot of people are unemployed right now for COVID for many, many reasons, and some people are using that as an opportunity not just to become employed again, but also to rediscover what it is that they really ought to be doing, or something that they think they would be better at than maybe that they were doing before. Your oracle card is Takashi Murakami. Now his advice to you is, if a museum's cash register rings, answer it. The difference between style and brand is copyright. Earn your artistic license to change lanes. So that, paired with the Lover's card, that kind of goes hand in hand with making a decision, making a choice that has your best interest in mind. It's a heart over head manner. So I think, and what I feel is, many of you are in pursuit, like I said, of something that speaks to your creativity, speaks to your passion, kind of like a dream job situation. I think more people, not just Cancerian people, but I think there are many people right now who are in pursuit of something better than where they were, something that, utilizes more of the skills that they have or want to have. And so with your financial advice, the Knight of Wands is, in other readings, very fickle energy. It's fast moving, it's impulsive. So in this particular case, it could go one of two ways for me, and you'll know if it speaks more to your situation depending on where you're at. This would either suggest to me that you either need to, it's kind of like, without risk, there is no reward. So I think this is encouraging you to pursue the thing that you want to do. And if that requires you to spend a little bit more money, investing a little bit more to get where you need to go, then by all means do that. But if that doesn't make sense for you, then it doesn't, because this could also be telling you not to be too impulsive. Don't recklessly spend, but invest where it makes sense to you, if it's in pursuit of something that makes you passionate. This doesn't mean go spend money on a date or someone you're interested in. This is more to do with invest in a worthy cause. Take risks and get rewards, but don't mindlessly spend either. That's what I would say for the unemployed Cancerians. Now for the ones that are employed, the ones who already have steady work, yours is a little complicated because I think you have the Sun, but you also have the Eight of Swords. So it's like, to me, this feels like a couple of things. You might have a job that, you know, gives you everything you need on paper, or you feel like it should make you happy, but it's stressing you out. You're kind of in your head about a situation. Or at the very least, it's like maybe you like the job, but maybe it doesn't pay enough. I mean, there's a million things that this could be. But your oracle card is Michael Bloomberg. Now, Michael Bloomberg's advice to you is take your paper route in new directions. If you make headlines, own them. Count on numbers to amount to something. So, to me, this energetically feels like you also, I think, now I know that this is for the employed Cancerians, but I think some of you may be moving in a new direction that scares you. Some of you may be getting a promotion. That could be what the Sun is. It's getting more abundance, manifesting abundance, but you might be afraid of what the new responsibilities may bring you too. And I think that this was, with this Michael Bloomberg card, I think that that's indicative of moving in a new direction that's going to bring you more wealth, and kind of just seeing where it goes and just kind of letting it happen. Because when he says, like, if you make headlines, own them, to me, this would, I think you're afraid of upcoming success, Cancers. For the ones that are employed, obviously. I think that there's success on your doorstep, and you might be stressing about it, but you don't need to. I think this is just telling you to own the success that's coming your way. I don't know if it's going to be Michael Bloomberg wealth, but I do see it being a situation where, you know, the money's going to speak for itself. Like, you might be stressing about it now. You might be projecting things that haven't even happened, because I don't think this has happened for most of you. I think this is an upcoming promotion or just like a change in position within a job that's going to give you more money. But I think you might be afraid of the responsibilities and like what it might mean for your day-to-day personal life outside of it. But don't be afraid of it, is what I would say. It's going to be good. Don't worry. Money talks. Yeah, because I mean, the Eight of Swords came up for your financial advice, but I'm feeling this more, this is coming up to me more as, don't worry about money, because there's going to be a lot of it with this promotion. You just need to get out of your own way. Don't self-sabotage anything. Like, don't ignore, don't push away the promotion because of the excuses you're making in your head, because it's going to create abundance for you. And you'll see that if you allow it, basically. All right, Cancers, I hope that helps. Moving on to Scorpios, the unemployed Scorpios, you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Death card. So a lot of change and transition going on for you. I think for those of you who obviously would be unemployed, there is going to be an offer coming in, very possibly from a female employer or a female-based company, but it doesn't have to be. It would be a company that's a lot more nurturing, a lot more stable and grounded than maybe where you were before. But in terms of your finances with the Death card, this suggests to me that there is going to be some kind of change. Whatever patterns you had before with spending, I think that this new situation is going to offer you like if you struggled to save money before because you weren't making enough, I don't think that's going to be a situation anymore. For others, I think this could just be that you need to cut off your spending maybe entirely, except for the bare necessities. I think because Queen of Pentacles is also like one of the mother cards. It's a nurturing energy, like I said. So I think that this is also suggesting for others that you need to just kind of cut the spending other than the bare essentials for a bit, so you can save up your material wealth there so that you have it when you need it or when your family needs it. But your success oracle is Zaha Hadid. And the advice that she gives you is sign your name on the dotted curve. The numbers must add up to artwork. Move forward and the world will catch up. So again, death is a transition. So this could, this could also just be the death of old ways. I really do feel energetically for most of you, you're just coming out of a period of maybe bad habits, like if you spent more than you made, or if you again just struggled period to save because there wasn't enough left over after bills. I do think that's coming to an end. Again, with this Zaha Hadid card saying sign your name on the dotted curve, I really do think a new job is coming your way. An offer is coming to you. These are also these are all female cards as well. So I really do feel like for many of you, you will be getting a job offer from a female-led or female heavy company where you are going to feel more grounded, stable, and secure than you did before. For the employed Scorpios, you have the Four of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Wands. So, very interesting. I think that you might be feeling a little restless where you are. Because normally Four of Swords in its upright position would be taking a vacation, you know, taking a break from things that are stressing you out and not necessarily making any decisions about it. You're just kind of being in a contemplative, like, oh, I'll figure it out. I don't want to deal with this, so I'm not going to. And just kind of putting things off to the side until you can kind of figure it out, but you're not necessarily in a hurry to figure things out either. So this would be the opposite of that, basically. This is you you're not stuck in your head about a situation. I think you are restless, honestly, and wanting to kind of rise above where you are. I feel like, and I do think that there's going to be communication about, I think some of you are preparing to, if this isn't within there's two stories I'm getting here. Some of you may be feeling restless in a current position, and there might be conversation coming up between you and an employer, possibly about what you can do to be happier where you are. Because I do feel like your employer, I feel like some of you are considered invaluable to your employer and they wouldn't want to lose you. So if they hear or catch wind of you being dissatisfied in any way, they would come in to be like, what can I do? What can we do to make you happier so you don't leave, kind of a deal. Your oracle card is Serena Williams. If I grip it, you have Serena Williams, Scorpio. And her advice to you is a podium finish doesn't mean you're done. Sell a style that can't be bought. Be your own empire. So, this is where the second story comes in, I feel, for you Scorpios. Some of you might have gotten a promotion that you're not as happy about as you thought you might have been. You might feel more limited by your promotion than you did before you had it, because like before there was somewhere to go, and now you kind of feel stuck because it feels like you hit the ceiling, and maybe that's making you unhappy, and you're kind of talking around to say like, maybe what else is there I can do, or it could mean that there's a future conversation between you and an employer to see how they can make you happier so you don't leave. In other cases, it may be that your job is fine, but maybe you're feeling unsatisfied because you want to be doing more. Maybe there's other things you're good at outside of work that you want to nurture more. So with this whole be your own empire thing, I do think that some of you could be focusing more on your passion projects outside of work and trying to turn that into something versus what your day-to-day job is. Again, with your financial advice, it's a little tricky because it's 8 of Wands. So this is a communications card. I just think that at the very least, if you have money concerns, talk about it. Don't let it snowball into something unfixable or hard to fix if indeed you have concerns about it. But I really am not picking up any concerns about money. And of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're concerned about money to want advice about it either. But 8 is also an abundant number. 8 is the number of abundance. So I would think that you will be fine as far as your finances go, because there's nothing coming up that suggests that you're, frugal with money or you're irresponsible with it. I think more or less this is just the universe trying to kind of validate that whatever is feeling stagnant to you, whatever this restless energy I'm feeling is, it's for a reason, and it's worth your while to invest in something that has to do with what you feel to be your greater life purpose. Because I think you guys already know. If you're restless because you don't know what else you should be doing, you should spend time exploring that. And for others who already do know and you're not doing that for your life's work, I think it's worth your time to put more time, possibly even more money into it. So that's what I get for Scorpios. Last but not least are my Pisces friends. For the unemployed Pisces, you have the Six of Swords and the King of Cups. So I think for some of you, you might be unemployed by choice. Not necessarily, more often than not, because of COVID, there's a lot of people who are unemployed not by choice. But others, I feel that the unemployed Pisces I'm reading for chose to leave with this Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving away from something that no longer serves them. It became toxic for them. It was more work than it was worth. It just was taking away from their quality of life. But for your financial advice, you have King of Cups. So I do think, couple of stories. I think that there's someone in your vicinity who, older, more mature energy, doesn't have to be male, but someone in your vicinity, it could be a father or a mother figure, who is there to support you should you need it. I think you do have a good support system on your side that's ready and willing to help you however they can during this uncertain time. But I do also think for others, this could be an offer coming in as well to do something that you love. Now, your oracle card is Michael Jordan. Dope, right? And his advice to you is reach for that highest vertical jump. Metaphorically is fine. Trademark your trademarks. Make it an old habit to try something new. So like I was saying with this Six of Swords, I do think most of you are moving away from something in pursuit of something new. A lot of energy so far for the readings I've done are people wanting to try new things or pursue a passion that they didn't have time or the ability to do before COVID. And I think that in doing so, in taking the action and the initiative to move away from something, you are moving towards something that will be more emotionally fulfilling to you. I do think you're headed in the direction of a career or a job that will better suit your skills, but more importantly, your passion, your emotion. For the employed Pisces, you have the Judgment card and the Four of Pentacles. So this is kind of straightforward. I think for the employed Pisces, there's more likely, it is at the end of the year, so there may be a renewal or a reevaluation of a contract regarding your job. If you have a contractual obligation, or if your job involves a contract of any sort, because not everyone does, but like if yours does, then it looks like there's going to be a reevaluation of it, a renewal of it, because Judgment is when something moves forward or is revisited, but it goes in your favor. So if you're worried about it, it's going to be fine. Or if you're if you are the one initiating a reevaluation of your contract to kind of change things, maybe you like the way things are during COVID, you don't want to go back to the way they were. Maybe you want to level the expectations or what you want to do, like whatever changes you're wanting to kind of implement in your contract, I think it would go in your favor. Or if you're just worried about it being renewed at all, don't be, because it's going to be. But your financial advice is the Four of Pentacles. So overall, to me, this is just save your money. because it can mean like you're being too frugal, too cautious, or like too restrictive with your finances. But I think this is saying that you need to save your money. Your success oracle is Angela Merkel, and her advice to you is: a penny saved is a problem solved. No big debt goes unpunished. The free world has a lot of overhead. So that just confirms to me that it has more to do with just saving money for a rainy day. You just never know when you might need it, because obviously no one was expecting COVID. Hella people are depleting through their savings just to survive, especially the ones who didn't get unemployment and things like that. So there's nothing here that suggests that things are going to go wrong with your money and that's why you need to save. It's just, I think it's telling you that it's wise that you do save more, because you just never know what you're going to need it for. So that's what I have for you, water signs. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if this did help, or if it becomes relevant as you go throughout the month of November, let me know. I'd love to see how everything ends up for you, and do like the video so that other people who need the message receive it. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.